Hello, welcome. It's Wednesday. Time to grab the popcorn, the cheese, the nachos, the sodas. It's time for reviews. This time we're going to review the Netflix show 13 Reasons Why. It's all the rage. It's all the hit and the controversy. And
warning, there are spoilers ahead for this series.
Big time spoilers.
Oh, yes.
Well, I don't really, I don't think really, there's not really any, well, I guess there is kind of spoilers, but...
Well, we'll warn you about the spoilers.
Yeah,
just
there's
in case
spoilers.
Yeah.
But
because right off the bat, they do deal with the fact that the main female lead of the series is dead.
Yes. That,
she's
right off
dead.
the bat.
There's no ways around it. This is her. She's dead. The premise of the story is 13 episodes, all dealing with... tape recordings of this lady that committed suicide, and she said these are the reasons why, and you might be one of them.
Yes.
So you watch the series, and each episode basically deals with a different side of a tape, and she talks about why this person,
how this person
got into her life,
how this person was in
and screwed it up,
Yeah. Now, I thought that overall the series was great.
I agree.
I thought it was very well done. I didn't think I don't think there was. There's the reason that it is controversial is because people are saying it's glorifying suicide, and I didn't see that at all.
No,
I thought it was just the telling of a story.
Yes. Now they'll point out it's like, well, they show the suicide. Well, as a viewer, I would have been really ripped off. Honestly,
I've never seen them do that. I've never seen any.
They never show suicides.
They never show suicides.
They only show the aftermath of suicides.
Yes. And that's what, for me, when I saw that episode, that's the first time I ever went, holy crap, that was hard to watch.
See,
that was like the hardest.
That's the point, is watching that, he got that feeling of that was hard to watch. That's what this whole series, you're supposed to be left with that feeling, is that was hard to watch. Because it talks about something that happens to 1 in 4 people in Canada. In the States, I think it might be a little less, a little bit more, depending on where you go.
It happens all the time, it delves into a topic that people don't want to talk about, and I think that's why people are like, it's controversial. And it's like, well, no, it's not controversial. It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah,
for most people, it's very uncomfortable to watch.
I think people might be trying to hide behind the controversial aspect of it, but they introduce a lot of characters. The main character, Clay, and is it Tony who drives the Mustang? Yes. I have no idea how those two would have been friends.
I don't think they were friends before.
No, I think they knew each other.
They knew each other, yeah.
No, they were, because...
Oh, were they? I don't really understand what Tony's part was.
No, he was an outside factor. That's the whole reason why...
Oh, he was there. He was the first person to get the tapes, wasn't he?
He was the first person to get the tapes, and he's handed it out since. Or he handed it out to the first person.
Yeah, the whole premise behind it was you listen to the tapes... And there's 13 of them, you listen to them, and then once you get to the end, you pass it on to the next person.
Yeah. Now, what's shocked me, honestly, was how could he not have listened to the tapes one right after another? From the start of when he got the tapes to when it concludes, the season, a month?
I don't know how much time has passed. That's one thing that kind of got me, too. I was like, how do you stop? If you got something like that, how would you stop and number? How do you not tell somebody?
Put it down. Not telling somebody, I can understand. A lot of those people. Okay, a lot of those people had unintended consequences. They were almost guilty of manslaughter to a point, to finer and lesser degree. Now, after listening to those tapes and realizing I might have been part of the reason why she did this, I wouldn't want anybody else to know, right? So, some of them passing it on was,
and that's kind of what happened with Justin and what was the other guy's name? Rapist guy. We'll just call him a rapist.
Yeah.
They were trying to stop Clay from listening to these tapes.
No, the rapist. He didn't.
Well, he
know
wasn't necessarily.
anything.
Yeah,
he didn't know.
he hadn't got
anything
the
at
tapes
all.
yet. I
No.
don't think. Yeah, he was the next one on the list, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was the last one.
Because he was like the overall reason that she.
He was the trigger point.
Yeah, he was the tipping point for her to go, I'm done, I'm out, I'm checking out,
Yeah.
I'm done. She had already checked out, and she tried to get some help from the teacher guy.
And that was a last-ditch effort, which was really interesting because they hit the nail right on the head. Right then and there was people that are suicidal, 9 times out of 10
Reach for help.
Mm-hmm. And most of the time,
People,
when
it goes unheard of, it goes unnoticed. It goes like they don't hear it. They don't hear the cry for help.
She went to a counselor to say, I've had something happen to this. Now, this counselor, up until this point...
I thought, you know what, honestly, I thought before, I thought that there was going to be something that they like slept together or something like that. That's what I thought. When I was watching it, I thought they were leading up to something like that. I knew they were leading to something with him.
Yeah.
But I thought it was going to be something like that. Anyways.
Now, in the whole series, up until the second last episode, this counselor had been trying to help people. It's like, oh, do you need to talk to somebody? I'm here if you want to talk. He even went to the parents of the suicide girl and said, if you need to talk to somebody, I know people that you can get a hold of, and I can get you in touch with them, right? You know, he's trying to figure out what's going on, and you know something's going on. You know, and then he is number 13 on the tape list.
Yeah.
And you realize that he's overcompensating.
He knew that he did something wrong. He knew.
Yeah.
He knew that there was she cried for help, and he knew that he let her down. He knew that he didn't do everything that he was supposed to do.
The actual suicide itself wasn't difficult to watch. At least in my opinion,
it was for me. It was definitely. It was very weird. It was very
this is what I want from the general populace. Is like when they watch this and watch that episode, not to realize that it's glorification. It's like, you know, people argue. It's like, oh well, they'll know how to commit suicide. This is the age of the internet.
Yeah.
You can find out a million and one. Now, if this was like 20 years ago, when there was no internet, I can understand them not wanting to show the suicide because at that point in time you give people ideas. You don't
see it everywhere. Like
you can.
It's not an instructional video of how to commit suicide.
It is not. So his reaction is what you want to see, but the hardest part for me was watching when she had that last cry. You know, I need help, and went to the counselor, and the counselor went, well, she said that something happened to her. She was, like, raped. Well, she didn't say that.
Yeah, she didn't say it outright. I was raped. She said something happened to me, and then he kind of went, what happens a lot, kind of turned around, well, did you say no? Did you try to stop him? And it's like, and you know, it's kind of, it highlights, I think, a big problem with how people, when somebody comes to you and says, I've had some assault, like a sexual assault happened to me, our first instinct isn't to go, okay, are you okay? Our first instinct to go is, are you sure this is what happened? When we shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be questioning people when they come up to you and go, I've been sexually assaulted, you know, and that happens because people have cried wolf so many times. It's that whole, you cry wolf too many times and people aren't going to listen, and that's what we've become as a society of people who don't listen. When somebody comes to you and says, I've been assaulted, sexually assaulted, you should go, okay, what happened? Are you okay? What do you want to do? Are you okay?
It's like,
are you okay?
Talk to police. You want to talk to a counselor.
You have to take it seriously. Like, you have to. Mm-hmm. And then eventually, hopefully, the truth comes out. Hopefully, the whole story comes out. Because in that situation, that's...
Yeah. When it got to Clay's tape, I was so scared. Because, honestly, you know...
I thought...
Because unfortunately, a lot of TV is set up in cliches. And always the cliche of who's going to hook up with who is always very evident when you start new TV series. And when you start a new TV series, you know the main character and the main male lead and the main female lead are going to hook up. Well, they don't disavow that, but when they got to his episode, you've seen so many things happen, and you went, what did he do?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I binged watched this. This is one of the first series in a while where I watched the first episode and went, I could sit down and watch this whole thing. And that's almost literally what I did. I watched one episode, the next day I watched two, and then the day after that I watched the rest. And getting to that episode was just...
Well, because you thought they were building it up to like he did something. They were building it up to to seem like he's the reason, and then you get to his and you're like, he didn't do anything.
No.
He didn't really do anything except...
But I think what it does highlight something is, it's funny. When you're a kid, you don't want to listen to adults because you think you know everything and they don't know anything. But when an adult says, the worst they're going to do is say no, that is honestly the worst that's going to happen.
It's the truth,
yeah. If for people out there, if you have a crush on somebody,
tell them.
Don't go grand romantic gestures.
No.
Just say, hey,
can
we go for coffee? Or do you want to catch a movie?
Yeah.
And then go from there.
Even if you stumble through your words, even if you trip over yourself 100 times trying to talk to this person, just do it. Because what the worst... It's so true, and you don't see it when you're a child. When you're that age, you think it's the worst thing in the world if somebody says no to you. But really, who cares?
Yeah.
When you're our age, you just look back and go,
wow, I wish I'd
who cares?
Actually listened to people when they said that.
Who cares? Like, it rings true through your whole life. You just take the chance sometimes to do something and take the opportunity to listen. No, actually listen to what somebody's saying, because 90% of the time when people talk nowadays, people aren't listening to what other people are saying. They're just, it's like the Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. That's all people hear. And then they just want to spill and talk about what they have to say.
Yeah, definitely.
Conversations aren't back and forth anymore. It's one-sided. It's very this because of the social media and stuff like that.
This series is a good thing to watch with your children.
Parents and children should watch this.
Yes, I agree. It'll make you uncomfortable in parts, but you know what? This uncomfortability... Now, don't talk episode to episode. Try to keep your questions. Watch the whole thing, because you will jump to conclusions, just like everybody else does. Wait until the whole thing is done, and then talk about everything.
I hope they don't make a second season
now,
of this, because they have left it open.
They set up a second season, but the second season is going to be more geared towards
the one guy being like a mass killer. I think that's
the school shootings,
because they left it open to interpretation about the Alex,
because he shot him.
He supposedly shot himself. Yeah. Did he shoot himself, or did that kid shoot him? Because you see him, he's putting guns in that case, and he pulls his picture down. When he has pictures of all the people on the tapes.
No, but don't forget, Alex actually came to his rescue.
I know that's kind of the thing where Alex comes to his rescue, but
at one point in time he comes to his rescue, and I think that's why he pulled the picture down, was because it's like, I don't need to go after him now. Because he actually stepped in and stopped something major from happening.
But didn't he pull it down after he was dead?
Nope.
Oh, I thought he pulled it down
after
it was before. He was dead. But that's kind of how they set it up for season 2, and to me, I just wish they would just leave it.
Yeah,
at this,
I'll be okay if they leave it.
Yeah,
but I might check out the second season, especially if they decide to go with the mass shooting.
Oh, if they do, it depends how it's done.
Because that is something.
It's another topic
that needs to be talked about, because it is unfortunately becoming a lot more common. Yeah. The series. Watch it. Oh. If you have children, watch it with them.
Yeah.
It is...
Honestly, I don't think, to me, because of my wife, she's like, would you let our son watch it? Our son is 7. And I said,
No,
I said yes. I said that I would.
I don't know about 7.
Because I don't...
Seven's-
Because to me, I think sometimes if you I don't want to desensitize my kids, but I want them to know that it's out there because they're gonna find a way to watch it. They're gonna eventually run into it. They're gonna run into sex, violence, drugs, alcohol. They're gonna run into all that stuff. So my thinking is, I want to educate them about it. I want them to know, and I want them to be comfortable to talk about it around me.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I think 7 might be young, but
He wouldn't be like, I want to watch that because
Yeah,
he's too into Minecraft and Roblox. So
Yeah,
but, like,
no.
If you're like 13 years old and your kid is,
yes.
that's fine too. Like I would, no problem. Definitely sit down and watch it like your kid's age.
Yeah,
I think it's totally fine.
definitely. Yeah. So there you go. Again, Netflix
Watch it.
nailed it. They've done a fantastic job on this series. It is a great series. Go watch it.
It's awesome. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Go watch it. Go check it out. Let us know in the comments below what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe here, guys. You can't see me. Goodbye.
What are you, a child? Peekaboo. Peekaboo.
Not John Cena. Said I was doing it backwards. You
Oh.
can't see me.
Oh,
Wrestling.
okay. Is that what he does now?
Well, that's his, yeah.